Wanted to let you know what I'm up to. I've been running daylight till dark. I've even been working on Sundays, trying to get some jobs finished. Was up in the river with the 336 working, cleaning trees off, my annual tree cleaning off project. Anyway, I just been going daylight till dark. Boys have about got their trucks done. I had to redo some cylinders, and they found a gentleman not too far away. He's got a couple of these, and he's got a ton of spare parts. So they got a brand new rebuilt, looks like it's been re-chromed and everything, cylinder from him. And somewhere out there, I think Matt got him a rim, a tire and on a rim, a spare. And anyway, he's got his turbo changed out. The exhaust housing was all broke. He's got that fixed. What else has he done? Just a lot of stuff. And he's got it over here. We got the chutes welded back in them. And the only thing left he's got to do to number 4, which is the Cummins one, is put on those pieces of sideboard. So number 7's got them on there. That's all done. And the reason we've put those on there is if you go back and you look at those videos when we dump, the cinders would spill right over the very back edge, and then they'd kind of run down in the ditch. And so we wanted to avoid that, and so we put that on. Anyway, Jake's just had a hell of a time. He pulled that cylinder apart and rebuilt it, but that dirty bugger, those ends just fought him all the way. The one up there, they'd turn the nut and the stud would turn inside the taper, so he ended up welding nuts on both sides and putting an H-bar and then one of those 20-ton short rams in there and pushing on the taper in there. He got the nut off, and then the damn taper wouldn't come out. And so it's just fought him and fought him. He finally got his steering cylinder out. He's got that rebuilt. He's got it put in. And basically all he's got left to do is replace the suction lines out of the bottom of the radiator up into the water pump. I just looked at those and I said, you know, those don't look good. And if you were to lose one of those, you'd destroy an engine before you knew it. It would just dump all the water out and your engine would be toast. So he's got that to do. And let's see, what else did he do? Oh, he put a new emergency shutoff cable, and then the engine shutoff cable, the one that just kills the governor, on it. So anyway, they've been going to town. It is Friday morning, and we've got to be out on our job the 23rd, and I need to be there at least a day ahead of them to prep some road for them so they can get hauling. The grader, I have replaced 21 hoses. So you got 4 big ones on this side. I replaced all those steering ones and some down here to the steering rams. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. And let's see. I got the cover on the side there, but you can see I did all the ones up through the neck here. And then I also did these 2 right there on that check valve for the lift ram. I did those. Those were in really bad shape. where they bolted to the valve. So Matt is, I got one more big one to do. Matt is picking me this one up. They're building this one at Western. This one's been seeping oil out of it right here. So I know she's getting ready to blow, and I've seen it before. That thing's hard as a rock, but that's where they blow out, is usually right there because of that bend. And then I've got to go get the windows. They should be done today. Get the rubber in, get the windows in. And then I think I'm about done with the motor grader. So the shop's a disaster area. Oh, here's something cool that a gentleman out of Colorado sent me, and he works for this outfit, Tri-State, and he sent me a couple of shirts. That's totally awesome, Lauren. I want to tell you a quick short story about this company. I know exactly who they are. In 1995, when I was hauling all my equipment down to Lake Powell, down to Bullfrog, I used to stop at the Wellington truck stop to get fuel. And I pulled in there late one night, and there was one of these, they run A model Kenworths pulling these grain trailers. And I pulled up there, and I was in Old Kenny anyway. I was just eyeballing this truck. The frame was orange. It was just beautiful. And I had to go over and talk to the guy, and I said, how in the world, do you keep a truck like that? And he says, oh, they take them and they tear them down and completely go through them, throw away all the wiring, rewire them. And I guess these trucks are still running. I had a visitor the other day. Paul Schwann's and his dad Bob stopped by from Wisconsin. Yep, that's right. The Schwann's man came to visit me. Anyway, he's seen those trucks. Paul trucks himself. Anyway, they're still running, some of them. But I was just absolutely amazed with that truck, and I thought, someday I want Old Kenny to look like that. And that's so cool. It's such a small world, isn't it, Lauren, that you worked for them, and I ran into one of those trucks and talked to the driver. Anyway, that was just, thank you so much for that. So the shop's a mess because we just been going and going, making dirty messes everywhere. Here's some spare cylinder stuff. Now the boys have, I guess one of the problems with these Wabcos is this second stage, this piston breaks. That one's been welded, so they didn't put that one back together. But anyway, they've got the cylinder thing done. I guess when they get finished, we'll clean up the shop. Oh, a lot of people ask me about my motorcycle. This is my XT550. This is a 1983. This is the best motorcycle ever. Anyway, I needed a new headlight for it, so I ordered I think it's an LED headlight. We'll see how that works out. But I love that motorcycle. I wish I could buy another one just like it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, so we're moving along, getting stuff done. But I haven't had 5 minutes to even sit down and try to make a video. So this is probably all you're gonna get. Maybe I'll have some time Saturday or Sunday to work on one. I do apologize for that. I'm just looking this over for leaks. I had it running and checking it out, and the only leak I've got was right there. And guess what? I forgot to tighten those two fittings on that, but everything else is looking good. I don't see no oil. Okay, I Got the rear window in all by myself and the 2 front ones without even breaking anything. Yep, I filmed it. You'll get to see it. I cussed. There'll be a lot of bleeps. My hands are so stinking tired. So all the hoses are on. I got the sides covered up. Good to go. Looks like number 4 is finished. Running. All Jake's waiting for on number 7, the Buzzin' Dozen, is a 3.5 inch 90-degree radiator hose elbow. The bottom hose coming out was really gooey and yucky, so he decided to change that. Anyway, damn geographical oddity, 2 weeks from everywhere. It had to come straight from Gates. So he's working on the 88, took the hoses down to the cat dealer, and apparently they were busy and couldn't build hoses. Ain't that something? I'm gonna get my own hose press, and it won't be a cat one. No, I'm looking at a Parker. I got boxes and boxes of AC fittings that I got from somewhere that was obsoleting them. Parker. So if I had a Parker press, I could build all these little hoses, and I could build AC hoses, I could build big hoses, I could build whatever I wanted. Then I don't have to wait for them. The only thing is we have to wash them out because we don't have their fancy machine that blows their little thing through it. But I'm not so sure that cleans them out all that well anyway, but it might. So I guess tomorrow grease it, change the hydraulic filters, fill it, top it off with oil, and we're ready to roll.